Are you ready to have some fun with the world of motion? Hi, I'm Bryan Peterson, author of Understanding Exposure, Learning to See Creatively, and Understanding Shutter Speed. Directly behind me is a tree that's going into fall color. And what I'm going to show you, I hope, will generate some tremendous excitement inside you as far as you too can head right out the door and do the same thing. The world of motion in photography is yet still quite unexplored. Two ideas I'm going to show you have unlimited potential that are certainly not going to be limited just to this tree. Now, before we get started, we got to go back to the basics 101 exposure. That is to say this: exposure is made of three components. The ISO that you're using has a direct impact on aperture and shutter speed combinations that you can record. The lower the ISO, the slower the shutter speed choices you'll have. The same is true when you stop the lens down, going from f4 to f22. That hole becomes considerably smaller. The smaller the hole, the lower the number of ISO forces the slowest possible shutter speed. However, what you'll discover, even with an ISO of 200 or 100, at f22, which I just mentioned forces the slowest shutter speed, you'll discover that maybe you need some help in the filter department. Depending upon the light that's going on outside, in this case we've got a bright, bright blue sky, early morning side light from the sunshine, we are going to need additional help from our filters. The two filters I'm referring to, neutral density and a polarizer. My suggestion, and it's a strong, strong suggestion, that you have both in your camera kit. Which neutral density? Since they are available between 1 and 12 stops. My suggestion is a simple 3-stop neutral density. The 3-stop neutral density filter does just what the name implies. It stops light emitting through the lens by 3 stops. In effect, it takes the brighter day and makes it appear not so bright. Secondly, the polarizer. By its inherent nature, it is a 2-stop reduction of light coming in through your lens. Subsequently, the combination of these two, which I'll be putting on my lens, will in fact reduce the light coming in through the lens by 5 stops. Those 5 stops is going to allow me to reduce the shutter speed down to that 1/2 and 1 second exposure times that I'm seeking. So with my filter in place, that being the neutral density, and my polarizer, I got my aperture set to 22 and I adjust the shutter speed and I get a 1/2 second exposure, and as soon as I press that shutter, I spin. Take a look. Pretty cool, huh? All right, and for our second idea of implying motion, I'm using the same exposure, f22, 1/2 second. But I'm going to stay put, and as I take the exposure, I'm going to turn the camera like so and zoom at the same time. Let's take a peek. Pretty cool, huh? Now, these two ideas are certainly not limited to this tree in fall color. In fact, I have used the spinning and zooming idea on a number of subjects. For example, flower beds, even graffitied walls. My point being is that what you choose to use this on is completely up to you. It's all about your vision, your creativity. Until next time, this is Bryan Peterson saying, keep shooting.